Passed their health care reform plan. But at this hour, the party's top leaders are very much in disagreement as to whether or not they have reached the magic number of 216 votes. Now, some say they have the votes. Some say they will have the votes. But other prominent Democrats aren't so optimistic and are even floating the possibility that this vote will not be held before the Easter break. Now, throughout much of the day, Americans jammed the phone lines of their elected representatives in Congress, bringing the phone system to the brink of failure. Now, the volume of calls was so extensive that thousands heard only busy signals as they tried desperately to have their voices heard on this issue. Now, here is where we stand as of this moment. Now, keep in mind, these numbers are fluid. They could change throughout the hour. But as of right now, it appears the Democrats are, in fact, short of the 216 votes needed to pass the bill. And it is expected that each and every House Republican will, in fact, vote against the bill. Now, that means all eyes are on the 55 House Democrats who, as of this moment, are undecided. Now, these members will need to begin to flip into the yes column if the Democrats have any hope of passing this universal nightmare. Now, we're going to be all over this very important story throughout the next hour. Now, we'll also even be hearing from President Obama's own cousin on the matter. And by the way, he's a doctor himself. But first, joining me now live from Washington are Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn and Georgia Congressman Phil Gingrey, who is also a medical doctor. Guys, welcome to the program.
Good to be with you, Sean.
Good to be with you.
All right, let's start with, do they have the votes?
I don't think that they do have the vote, Sean. I think that what you're seeing play out is the people are weighing in on this. Many times what we're hearing when they're talking to us and getting on the phone with us, or like the Tea Partiers that were on the Hill today, they feel like that many representatives have betrayed their trust. They feel like they're very disrespectful of the citizens and that they're not representing the view that they have. So every day that passes, it is harder for Speaker Pelosi to get those votes.
Yeah, Phil, now, I talked to Michelle Bachmann earlier today. She said that if the bill gets killed this week, she thinks this bill is killed. Do you agree with that assessment?
Sean, I do. I really do. And I think Jim Clyburn is probably right when he said that they may not have the votes. And if he's thinking that they can come back after an Easter recess of 2 weeks and a replay of what happened last summer during the August recess, he's got another thing coming. I think if they don't get the votes by Friday or Saturday, and of course the president has his drop-dead date so he can fly off on Air Force One to Australia. I agree with my good friend Marsha, and who serves on the Energy and Commerce Committee with me. I don't think they have the votes, despite what Ms. Pelosi and Steny Hoyer and others say. I think Jim Clyburn is right. They're 6 or 8 votes short, and I don't think they're going to get them.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know what's amazing about this is if they had the votes, I think they'd be on the House floor. I think they would.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you agree with that, Congresswoman. Yeah, I guess here's
I do too.
All right, well, so we're all in agreement. All right, now here's the point. If they try after the Cornhusker kickback, after they try and take care of their union buddies, the Louisiana Purchase reconciliation, Congresswoman, if they now go to the slaughter solution, in other words, that House members would actually vote for a rule change so they never have to vote on the bill, it's confusing. So you have to go home to your constituents and say to your constituents, oh, no, I only voted for the rule change. Do you think that'll fly?
Oh, not at all. Sean, think about this. They're going to go home and they're going to say, hey, not only did I not read the 2,700-page bill, but we let it pass without a vote. Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution. I think that action is in violation of that section of the Constitution. I fully believe that people that do that and go home and then try to justify that to their constituents, I think that it's going to be Katie bar the door. People are watching this vote very carefully. It will be the vote that marks a person's career.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Congresswoman, completely. Now, Congressman, you're a doctor. This is what you do for a living. Now, I've examined the Senate bill, and they're not going to be able to change the bill, as my understanding, because they're using the reconciliation process. But you've got nearly, what, $500 billion in Medicare cuts. You've got a dramatic expansion of government, including 159 new offices, agencies, and programs they're going to add to the bill. It's going to raise taxes by $500 billion. You've got these corrupt backroom deals. What does it do to medicine from your vantage point?
Well, Sean, it can literally destroy it. As you point out, $500 billion cut, that's about a 10% cut to Medicare each and every year over the next 10 years. And $120 billion of that is to the Medicare Advantage program. That's about an 18% cut of that program, and 25% of our seniors pick that as their choice because it covers wellness and preventive care and screening and that sort of thing. So $500 billion cut to Medicare, that's $35 trillion worth of unfunded liability over the next 50 years, and then another $500 billion worth of tax increases. The American people are looking at that and they're saying, wait a minute now, that's $1 trillion, $300 billion deficit for 1 year, and you're going to add another $1 trillion worth of debt to $12 trillion. No wonder the economy is so bad and 16 million people are out of work and we have 10% unemployment. So this is all about the economy and jobs. This is a job killer, and in fact, some of the physicians will be losing their jobs because they're so frustrated that there's no fix to the doc payment in this bill. Sean, it's an absolute mess.
You know what I don't understand, Congresswoman? You're there. You know these Democrats. I assume you probably even have lunch with them every once in a while. What I don't understand is, are they not hearing or understanding the mood of the country? Are they not understanding the American people?
I think that they have underestimated the way the American people are watching this bill, and they are watching very closely. They are very upset. They're frustrated. They're angry. They feel as if members have been very disrespectful when offices have been called or contacted. And Sean, they are paying close attention.
But why would they then vote, basically to end their career? Because I think that's what they're doing.
And it is something that I think they have underestimated. They don't think that people are that upset. They say once they understand the bill that they will be supportive of it. But Dr. Gingrey will tell you, we tried repeatedly in committee to put things in there that would protect seniors, that would allow those that are uninsured to have access, that would actually get down the cost. When the bill left committee, Speaker Pelosi stripped them out before it went to the House floor. All
right, guys, good to see you both. Thank you both for being with us. Now we're going to watch these votes throughout the evening right here on Hannity. And coming up, we're going to have a report live from Capitol Hill with the very latest developments surrounding this healthcare debacle. And later, you're going to hear from the president's very own cousin. He is a doctor. He's speaking out against the bill and what it means for families all across the country. That and much more coming up straight ahead.